Uh, Noon. What color I want today? I do green. I rarely do green. Green represents healing. That's all about the color. Got the full set today, including the mic. So I'm going to test for a few minutes to see what it sounds like. About to dust that thing off. Its bottom's gotten kind of dusty. And I have nothing to wipe it with at the moment. I haven't used the desktop mic in a long fucking time. This ain't felt like plugging it in. Okay, let me go some nutter. Okay, I'm hearing it. It was automatically playing. Once I started it, I couldn't shut it up. It's working. Put a little tiny tamp in of a reverb on my voice. I like that. Gives it a radio flavor. You know me, I always wanted to be a radio DJ, and don't ask me why I wanted to be a radio DJ, but I did. I even pretended to be one for many years on rockandroll100fm.com, the transmission version, not the online. The online was all automatic. It was automatic when I was running it. I talk about in 2009, 10, and 11, all the way up to 16. It was automatic. Just like now, it's just an automatic playlist. It's fully automatic, but back in the day, I had to do everything. I had to do my segments. Right there, start rock and roll. Hold on, I'll probably hear some clicking. I get back to working on my album. I'm about done. Just at the tail end of it. And here we go. Should be at the same level it was last night. So it should be fine, hopefully. At least it won't be completely in my mic now because the mic's kind of separated from the computer. I will turn it down a notch so it doesn't bounce on the mic. Mic is a little further away. It's like at the edge of the monitor. It's on the other side.
As we chase the dawn through corridors of time, each step feels heavier, a dance without rhyme.
Always knew they had to be telling some tell, and that's all I'm going to comment. Big Butt told us something last night.
Our trembling hands,
Because really, they didn't have no excuse. It never made sense. Your mama's the one that's crazy, Lexi boy. She come up with that tale. Your mama's insane. Your mommy's insane, Lexi boy. That's what she's been telling. Of course, it did come from Big Butt, but nah, she didn't make that up on her. Indeed, you people had to have an excuse. We were always good to LP. We're always good to him. That's all I'm going to say. It's Crystal's fight. She'll talk about it. We were all good to him. I will tell you something I always witnessed every time I was in the presence. Like if we were going anywhere with him, Crystal always told him to make sure he called us mother. He was always a grown man. Your mommy's telling that. It ain't us. It's crazy, Lexi boy. It's your mommy. Something's wrong. Your mommy must be batty.
Oh no, why are you on the
She's
scale?
telling that tale.
Is it the anti-gravity gun again? Shit nozzles. No.
And yeah, it did come from Big Butt.
The anti-narrative gun. This
Sometimes even your enemies can talk. Sometimes you can learn from your enemies. Oh, let me change his clothes. It's another day. Saturday. I always knew you had to be telling something, though. I always knew it. Just didn't know what it was. Don't want the truth of what happens, you need to tune in to Crystal's podcast. Setting the record straight. Rumble. I'll listen to their lies. We didn't do nothing to those people. Like I told Big Girl's guy, he was talking about hunting up stuff. All he's going to find is I was with my parents most of my life. Even when we went to clubs and stuff, I was with my parents. My mom always used to go around and say, there I spent my whole life out of these places, and my children drugged me to them. But anyways, we were fine. We just acted as a family. We were just there to see the show. No drinking, no drugging, none of that stuff. Just there to see the shows. And we went home. A lot of times I had to go out with the bands because some of the buildings didn't have handicap accessible. That was a change his hat though. Give me the green one today. This is mostly black. You people are liars. I've been telling people we hit the narcissist vampire nest. Me and her were both unfollowed without not even knowing why. Now we know why. Big Mama was telling lies. Or somebody in her name, either one. It's okay, Big Mama. You know you lied. You'll have to answer to God to that one of these days. But that's what y'all told LP? He got lied to, man, because he was broken up from his girlfriend. She would have never took you out of her phone. She would have never. Indeed, up until y'all did all this stuff, I had nothing against none of them. It was Lex I had the problem with. You should have raised that boy better than that. He's a heathen. Your other two children are somewhat good. He's a heathen. Evil. The only way I can describe him, he's evil. Evil. You should have raised him better. You failed him. You failed him as parents. Spoiled him like a brat. Telling lies like that. I tell you, I'm gonna shut up. I'll let Crystal handle it. It's her fight. I knew there had to be something though. I knew it.
Let's get a smoothie next week, okay? What's up?
The people know Crystal did not do that. And then I can tell you, every time I was around them when we were going anywhere, you tell him to make sure his mama knew that we was taking him out to dinner or whatever. I sometimes hear them discussing it on the phone. When I was in the living room, she was talking to him in the living room. That did not happen.
I got the new Limey. It's great.
Thank you, big butt. Thank you. He thought he was hurting us. Sometimes you can learn from your enemies. And she made it up. I guess she's got something to answer to. 'Cause I'm sure they're not going to appreciate that. If that's a wild bus area, that's defamation of character. That's defamation of character there. That's actual cool. That's actually really defamation. That's what you call real defamation. Coming up with stuff like that didn't even happen. All I know is almost everybody connected with them either unfollowed me or quit having anything to do with them. We didn't know what the fuck it was about. I just thought it was up their butts. Like people can be up the butt. It was more than it's bigger. But you can lie to men, you can lie to all those people in your tent, your little tent, your little warehouse. It's like a cheap barn. Inside it looks like a cheap barn. Especially like a barn with the farm animals, with that picture I took of the farm animals. Your warehouse. Now yes, it's nicer than some places. It still looks like a cheap cheap barn inside. Where it was painted. You can lie to your people in your barn. You can't lie to God. You're gonna answer for that one day. And he always says you don't mess with his people. You know, my mama used to get every prayer she used to have. Pray answer. I've seen some answered. I get in the way of my own prayer with my attitude. You don't mess with his people. You'll reap for that. Can't wait till your crop comes in. The lies people will tell. They knew they were in trouble. They didn't have nothing. All they had on me is calling her a fatty. Oh, and calling their brat spoiled. He is spoiled. Look how he lives. He's spoiled. Called him a golden boy. I've said a lot worse over the years. I've been nice back then because I was still connected with his brother. I was his friend. Soon as that was broken, all bets were off. I quit sparing him. I gave him what I gave everybody else. That's probably what pissed Daddy off. I told him that. I said normally I'd done chew him out. I told his daddy that.
Are you serious?
I really would have. I'd have chewed him an asshole. I hadn't been connected with his brother.